Fury FC is back for our first card in 2024 as the Texas Kid Michael Aswell Jr. takes on Super Glue Josh Altum in the main event of our Fury FC 85 broadcast on UFC Fight Pass. But first, we get things started with some of the brightest amateur and some hot prospects in our pro division. And welcome in to our prelims broadcast. I'm Rahil Ramzanli, joined by the black belt himself, Michael Alexander, and UFC veteran Alex Morono. And it is time for these fighters to unleash the fury. First broadcast of the year. This is going to be a great one. I know you're excited for some prelims fights.
Yeah, one of the best professional openers for the prelims. Matt Costello versus James Ford. James Ford, a collegiate wrestler. Both guys fought and defended titles as amateurs. Cannot wait for this pro debut.
And then we've got some talented ladies as well in our main event for the pro side of the prelims.
Yeah, Carsyn Nash versus the bonesaw, Wendy Anundson. This should be a good one. Wendy Anundson has been running through everyone. That submission game is unbelievable.
All right, let's get things started and join the best-dressed man in MMA, the fourth member of our broadcast crew, the love of my life, Wayne Leggett.
I love you too, buddy. Hello, fight fans, and welcome to Escapade at Imagen Venues. This is Fury FC 85, Altum versus Aswell. But first, please welcome to the cage for your opening preliminary contest, Chris Gonzalez.
All right, Chris Gonzalez, first fighter out in 2024 for Fury FC, and what is poised to be a huge year for us. And making his debut is Chris Gonzalez. Love getting some debut guys to get us going.
Yeah, Chris Gonzalez, Rahil, first of all, if this first card of 2024 is any indication of what 2024 is going to be like for Fury, this is unbelievable. If you're just listening on the prelims and you only have fighters to watch on the prelims, please come back and go to UFC Fight Pass. This is an unbelievable card today. But, yeah, Chris Gonzalez making his debut, fighting another debut fighter, Isaac Martinez. So, really tough. We talk about this a lot, Alex, where these 0-0 guys, who's the John Jones? Who's the GSP? Who are they whenever they're 0-0? They haven't been seen. Someone had to face John Jones when he was 0-0, Alex.
Yeah, and then anytime it comes to doing research with these guys, it's impossible to find anything. One thing I want to add, Fury did get some new gloves. I'm a sucker for a cool pair of gloves. They got the blue and red gloves as they usually do. They got the cool Fury logo. Gloves are a little bit redesigned. It's just always cool going into a new year. Things bigger, things better. And man, we got a great bantamweight fight here on our hands to open up this card.
Yeah, 130 catchweight fight for Chris Gonzalez. His opponent will meet in a second, training out of war. So he has been, training with some savages there, which is always good. So we'll get a chance to see what he's been doing in training, and looks really good for his size. Muscular, 28 years old, out of Houston, of course, training here, grew up here as well.
Yeah, the War guys have quite a few on the card. The first pro fight's a War guy. They got two amateurs in the main event, Josh Altum. One of the coolest things about this main event is they're both like homegrown Fury fighters. They're both still young, headlining the show, both of them strikers. It'll be a fun one.
All right, Chris is in, so let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Isaac Martinez.
Isaac Martinez, as we mentioned, another debut fighter out of Corpus Christi. Shout out to Corpus. Love our South Texas fighters. He did mention that he has some fun facts about him, and his fun facts are he loves his family, friends, and the gym.
Yeah, that's a shock. No, I saw Isaac warming up here in the cage with his coach before the show started, and he looked a little wide-eyed. He was a little overwhelmed. He had a big smile on his face though, so he was excited about seeing the cage, about seeing the lights, and if you've never been to a Fury show in person, I mean it's the whole deal. The lights, the walkout, the everything is top notch. And these caliber of fighters, especially for the 125 and 135 class, Alex, Fury's about as good as you're going to get.
Let's take a look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by OnlyFans. It's 130 catchweight bout. The 28-year-old Chris Gonzalez, short on the height, but bigger on the reach. I think that was supposed to be 68 inches. That would be a weird body type if it was 58, but nonetheless, that's what you see. Let's go inside and get our introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening contest brought to you by OnlyFans is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series at a catch weight of 130 pounds. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. Fighting out of the War Training Center, this mixed martial artist is 5 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 129 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, today he makes his amateur debut. Here is Chris Gonzalez. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Representing South Texas Fight Academy, this freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 133.6 pounds. Fighting out of Corpus Christi, Texas, today he too makes his amateur debut. This is Isaac Martinez. Your referee in charge of the action, Danielle Guevara.
All right, Danielle Guevara with the first assignment of the night. See what these debuters have in store for us. Blue gloves Gonzalez, red Martinez.
Both guys in the conventional stance. They're not instantly just banging it out like two debuters sometimes do. They're finding their distance, being really technical. Nice little left hand there from Chris Gonzalez.
At first glance, Alex, it looked like Chris Gonzalez was going to be much, much bigger than Isaac Martinez, but they're pretty evenly sized here in this catchweight fight.
Yeah, they sure are.
Somebody was lying on their height because one is listed as 5'7", one's 5'4". They both look to be about the same size. You guys are right. There's not a 3-inch height difference.
Let's say there's 5'5.5" for both of them.
We'll just make up heights if you guys aren't going to give us the correct ones. Nice poised start for both fighters.
Yeah, good distance measuring. You see Gonzalez even, changing levels and going to the body.
A nice double leg there. It looked like, that almost looked like a training takedown. That was very smooth, very, no big slams, no nothing. It looked like a training exercise there, but very smooth from Isaac Martinez. Spun around, going for that arm bar.
He's got some options, and he didn't really commit to any of them and lose his position. There was a crucifix there. There was a back take naturally. But he hesitated a little bit in the transition and lost it. Big double leg though. Yep. He's making up for it. He's back on top. There's Isaac Martinez.
Good punches there. Good control so far.
A lot of space for a get up. Decent ground and pound though.
Chris Gonzalez, kind of putting his hands down on the mat. He'll learn on that technical get up to put at least one of those up.
Oh, nice. Good 4-piece combo there from Gonzalez. And another right hand.
And both guys landing well, but so far, Isaac Martinez, when he gets in a little bit of trouble or gets tired of taking those, has been able to take Gonzalez down.
I think Gonzalez with the sharper stand-up so far. Good combos, as you mentioned. Oh, a good clip there from Martinez.
I think Martinez heard you. He said, watch this for him.
Yeah. Ooh, big punches there. 15 seconds left.
That arm is trapped. He got it out.
Left arm sneaking in.
Not a lot of time left. The angle's not great, but this is fully figure forward. He looks to unlock and try to salvage the angle, which he gets, but not quite enough time. Oh, man.
Whoa.
A neck crank attempt. It's a good one.
Yeah, nice way to ensure you win the round there at the end.
Let's take a look at our round one highlights.
Alex, this just shows you the caliber of camp these two guys come from. We know about War Training Center, but those guys in Corpus Christi also. Both these guys making an amateur debut. Both of them looking very, very poised. Both of them landing some beautiful strikes. Each one landing, each one, I think, Martinez won the wrestling and the ground control there, which probably won him the first round. But, man, both these guys looking very, very good for debut guys.
Yeah, that short right hand of Martinez landing and effectively wobbling Gonzalez also aided in the scoring for round one. And it's a pretty clear Isaac Martinez round one, but it's a very competitive, very close fight. Prior to that punch and maybe that final takedown and back take, and that was effectively Gonzalez's round.
Yeah, Gonzalez landed the bigger punches and, did some damage of his own, but man, 21-year-old Isaac Martinez coming right back.
All right, round two, 3-minute rounds, by the way. Amateur rules for the first 5 fights in this prelims broadcast. Oh, nice kick.
Good high guard there, though, from Gonzalez. That was a well-placed, well-timed high kick.
Ooh, big leg kick there. Inside to that front leg.
Yeah, usually those inside kicks are just kind of range finders, but he kind of skipped into it and really did some damage. Something you'll see Edson Barbosa do as well. A nice good combo again from Gonzalez. Gonzalez is doing his absolute best work when he's the one coming forward. That's when he can really find the range and the beat on the right hand. Anytime he's moving backwards or forced to wrestle is when Martinez is really able to implement his game plan.
Man, quick work there from Martinez, but Gonzalez standing up.
Martinez went down for that quick ankle pick. Got him down to the mat pretty quick. Gonzalez able to jump back up, and Martinez with a nice single leg there.
Yeah, Martinez's wrestling is really good. It's like a pretty classic high C, right in the full mount.
Ooh.
Yeah, and keep in mind, they will not let these go very long from these positions especially.
Now Martinez is going for an Americana, but his own arm was trapped behind the head. It's not impossible, but very, very unlikely.
It's impossible with 58-inch arms.
Yeah, it sure is.
Isaac Martinez, I'm impressed with the amount of punishment he's able to take. He hasn't taken anything extremely damaging, but the punches he has taken, he's come forward right after and been able to get this to the ground basically at will. And on top now in the mount.
This is one of those weird under the armor naked chokes, head and arm choke from the rear angle. Call it what you will. This is deep though.
Yeah. This is now putting some pressure on the neck, and there's a tap.
Oh, man.
Wow, good work there from Isaac Martinez. Gets his first win as an amateur with the tap of Chris Gonzalez.
Yeah, really interesting. So this week I was showing head and arm chokes, and if the person rotates away, you can actually grab your sleeve and hit a modified Ezekiel. But on that one, he just figure forward it. It's like that wasn't a rear naked choke. It wasn't quite a head and arm choke. It was like a hybrid submission in between the two positions. Really cool. I've actually not seen that often in MMA. You'll see it in jiu-jitsu regularly, I suppose, but cool, unique submission there from Isaac Martinez.
Yeah, Isaac started working that right there and really just pressed down and got the tap right there, and yeah.
Tight choke.
Yeah, really unconventional, but beautiful choke. I love those strange chokes, Alex.
Oh, yeah.
This is that's a great job by Isaac Martinez. Looking forward to seeing him again.
Anyone watching at home, I had Mike train with me yesterday. I told my students, I said, be careful. Mike is as tricky as a pissed off gypsy. So don't let him cast spells on you.
Well, my jiu-jitsu's no good, so I depend on magic.
Hey man, whatever works.
Yeah. The black belt gypsy. Yeah. All right, let's make things official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Daniel Guevara calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 13 seconds into round number 2, declaring our winner by tap out due to a head and arm triangle, Isaac Martinez.
Congratulations to Corpus Christi's Isaac Martinez on his first win here inside Fury Amateur Series. We get our final pictures. See that South Texas Fight Academy logo on the back. Shout out to them as well. All right, let's move on to our next fight and meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Adam Awda to the blue corner.
Yeah, Adam Awda, man, he's a 35er. You can tell he's built for fighting. I'll tell you, you guys will see in a second. He's got good grappling, but man, when he throws bombs. I mean, he's the kind of guy, he's compact, he's muscular. I actually watched some tape on him. One time got a fight offer for him, it didn't pan out. But man, he's explosive and he's powerful. Fun guy to watch. I've actually been waiting to see his next fight, and I'm happy we're here today. Cross trains at a 4-ounce fight club, primarily out of Global Martial Arts.
Yeah, he's a guy who has he has 3 amateur fights already. 3rd time inside the Fury FC Amateur Series, coming off that second round KO of Nicholas July back in October of 2022. So we haven't seen him in a while, but excited to watch him here again. He started round 2 off with some trouble in that fight, then got into side control and just unloaded with some heavy shots, and he has heavy hands.
He's very powerful, throws a lot of big looping punches. Not crazy, doesn't brawl, but man, he just bangs it out. He's a fun guy to watch.
And a big 135er, and he's in the right weight class. That 135 division is unbelievable.
All right, Adam is inside, so let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Anthony Johnson.
Anthony Johnson, 3rd time inside the cage for Fury Amateur Series on a 2-fight win streak. Both his wins, round 1 finishes. We love hearing that.
Yeah, I actually thought this fight would be a little further down the card. You know, a 2-0 versus a 3-0, and both these guys that, both these guys can throw, both these guys can grapple, both these guys can wrestle. 2 really good fighters. You saw 2 debuts in the first fight, and although very poised, very good for debuts, a 2-0 and 3-0 fighter. Pay attention to the difference once you have 2 or 3 fights, Alex.
Yeah, Mike, I thought the same exact thing. I was surprised to see this fight so early on the card, but hey, man, great opener. Give the fans who came early a little bonus. But man, yeah, you see Anthony Johnson, he's also a big 35er, very technical, very well-rounded. Both these guys pack a lot of power in their striking. I'm excited for this fight.
We look at our tail of the tape brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. The height advantage, reach advantage goes to Anthony Johnson, the 26-year-old. Both fighters did make a weight for this bantamweight showdown. Big crowd here for Anthony Johnson, training out of Main Street Boxing and Muay Thai. A lot of respect between these 2 fighters. Both fighters are inside. Let's get our introductions. Here's Wayne Leggett.
The following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner, representing Global MMA and the 4-ounce Fight Club. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he weighed in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds a perfect amateur record, 3 wins, no losses. Here is Adam, the Sultan, Awda! And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing Main Street Boxing and Muay Thai, this freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at a perfect 135 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he too holds an undefeated amateur record, 2 wins, no losses. This is Anthony Johnson. Your referee in charge, JJ Ferraro.
All right, JJ Ferraro with this fight. Second fight of our prelims broadcast. Adam Awda, blue gloves. Anthony Johnson, red.
With a nice combination right off the bat.
Swinging for the win here.
That's what I mean. He'll do this all fight too. Ooh.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be a hard one to commentate.
Yeah.
This
Just
is
waiting for somebody to get cracked with a giant shot.
Man, I think these are easier to commentate when you're not a fight fan because we just want to watch, man. These guys are so fast. Awda already got Johnson thinking about that overhand right with every combination.
He's thrown it like 7 times already, it feels like.
Now this pace isn't particularly sustainable. So that's where these guys, if they do end up hitting a takedown, I mean, you just see both their builds and frames. Nice trip there from Awda. And may he'll grapple as powerful as he'll wrestle. I think the big question is, if we go to round 2 or 3, what kind of energy levels are we going to be able to maintain?
Anthony Johnson on the ground, got the tap. His last fight was really smooth.
A little headbutt on accident there.
Adam showing minimal signs of taking this to the ground, although, as you mentioned, really good wrestler now. There you go. As I say it, of course.
He really ran his feet. I mean, the takedown was great, the technique was fine, but it was really the momentum that he had created in taking that shot. It truly tied up Johnson's legs like a lasso around him. See, now this is where Awda's pace can pay off, because he spent a lot of energy on that takedown, but now he's kind of hanging out on top, doing some control. He's not quite, big right-hander. Oh man, these guys are exchanging. And they're right back to it. I mean, you're not gonna see a better round in amateur MMA than this.
1 minute left in round 1.
Wow, I mean, a full 180, full 180 on that double. That was great.
Yeah, and I think Awda is seeing that Johnson, whenever he's throwing punches, he's kind of leaning back on his left shoulder, and it's exposing his hips. And so Awda is coming in with those punches, letting him lean back. As soon as he sees it, Alex, he's snatching up one of those legs. And in that case, I mean, did a circle around him and then decided to take him down.
Seconds left. I'm absolutely shocked that this fight might go to round 2. Still have time. Man, what a pace to start.
It's crazy. Both guys are landing. It's just Awda's punches just look like every one of them just look like a knockout punch.
He's throwing him in the locker room.
Oh man, another attempt at that right.
See, that's the danger of missing those big whoppers. Is you're a little out of position to defend, and that gave Johnson a freebie 1-2. Good round, man. What a round. And now granted, there's a toll, but I think Awda wins that round strictly off of aggression. He threw more, scored takedowns. There's a lot of value, but like at what risk?
Yeah, and I think Awda landed the bigger shots also. You know, Johnson did have some good combinations in there, but you're right, Awda constantly coming forward. You see Johnson leaning back on that right shoulder. Whenever he would go, he leans back on the heavy on that back foot, and then that big overhand right comes. And if he leans back too far or he starts taking any damage, he looks for those exposed hips, goes right in for that takedown. Yeah, you're right, Alex. It's gonna be a tough pace to sustain.
Yeah.
He's not sitting on a stool, so you know, I don't know if that matters much at this point, but cardio looking like it's not an issue for either of these guys at this moment, but you know, man, they can turn quick.
Yeah, and oddly enough, Awda's been actually to the second round where Johnson is not, but Johnson definitely output a lot less.
All right, we'll see what Antho and the Sultan, Adam Awda, have in store for round 2. Kind of happy we get a round 2 because that round 1 was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, nice.
Again, loading up with that right. Is Awda.
It's cool. Awda will fight from both stances too. His power doesn't seem to subside at all. That was crafty there from Anthony Johnson. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, big right hand counter. Jeez,
there's that
the
wrestling.
depth on that shot, man.
By the way, we've had some interesting fighters come to this cage. I've never heard a fighter. Anthony Johnson actually said he is a beer tender and he has a beer produced in his likeness at Balance's Brewery in Pearland, Texas.
Hey, all right.
How cool is that?
That's cool. I might go try the Anthony Johnson beer next time I'm in Pearland.
Yeah, good scramble there. Oh man. Yeah, those push off the hip kick get-ups, I mean, they're good, but man, they take a lot of fuel, and if you spin the fuel and don't get up, it becomes a bit of a double negative there. Good framework there from Anthony Johnson. Now, this is what Awda wants. He's on top, he's winning.
Yeah, Johnson timed that perfect because Awda was going for the mount. Johnson timed it perfect to be able to get his knee in before he could slip it. Now they're back to their feet.
This is a hellacious pace. Nice little body lock there from Awda. Johnson does a good job, using his frames and re-guarding. And that's good for mitigating damage, but not great for getting up. This is where he needs to take the risk to get up. Nice, yeah, there we go. He gets back to his feet.
About 50 seconds left here in the second round. And we thought they might slow down. Looks like they're just now starting to slow down just a little bit, but also they're wrestling for another takedown, so to separate these guys, I have a feeling they'll start throwing bombs again.
Yeah, that is arguably more exhausting than banging it out on the feet. Man, ooh, nice.
And Johnson's letting that jab hang out there too long. Every time he throws it, you'll see Awda come right over the top of it. Well, in that case, he went under it for the takedown, but
just to put a stamp of approval for round 2.
Looks like Awda has actually found a rhythm and a pace that he can maintain. He's been a bit more even-keeled this round, and he was able to win it as well. I mean, unofficially, Awda's up 2 rounds. And he appears to be the fresher fighter going into 3. Albeit a slight difference, but this is new for Anthony Johnson.
Let's take a look at it. Round 2 highlights.
And guys, this is why you have to have a good fight camp. Because if you're not prepared for the cardio push and you get a fight like this, and round 3 presents itself, you gotta be ready to rock and roll. It's a great little counter right hand in the opening frame of the round. But ever since this takedown, it was all Adam Awda.
Unofficially down 2 rounds for Anthony Johnson, but accomplished a lot in this fight thus far because all his fights, as we mentioned, this is his 3rd time here at Fury Amateur Series. Both of those fights finishes in round 1. You almost want to get a test here against a really good opponent in Adam Awda. This could be a pro fight. Like we could, like easily these two could be matched up.
We have an all-pro card February 4th, and we have an all-AMMY card February 18th. And on that all-AMMY card, there's the bantamweight title fight. And one of these guys is going to go, but one of them's going to stay. And the winner I would not be a bad, perhaps, contender for that, soon to be determined bantamweight championship belt.
All right, round 3.
Nice stepping knee.
well, if you watch the fights last night, you know you can never leave a fighter out. You can never count a fighter out. Malat versus Magny last night. You know, Malat up 3 rounds and 2/3.
Yeah.
And in the last, 1 minute, Magny mounted him, and with 12 seconds left in the fight, was able to finish him.
That's wild.
Just takes that one opening, man. That momentum can shift so fast.
We had a similar fight, Cam Smotherman's last fight. He was down 2 rounds, but then in the 3rd round found the KO. That was really cool. Those come from behind. TKO knockout wins are so cool to see. They're very rare.
Man, I think Cameron Smotherman does that on purpose. Every one of his fights are the most exciting fight on the planet.
I'm sure these amateur bantamweights aspire to be a bit like Cam Smotherman, a pro bantamweight. Oh man, Awda's got him totally flattened out.
Anthony Johnson actually said his favorite fighters, Derek Lewis, no surprise there, and Nate Diaz.
Hey, all right. Oh man, big shots.
Punches.
I think Awda could find a finish here if he can keep Johnson flattened out. If he keep these strikes coming,
and that is it. That is it.
Man, Awda's a beast.
Gosh, what wrestling, what movement when he's on the ground. He's always trying to get a finish. Adam Awda, the Sultan, is here.
4-0. With a lot of knockouts. He's good, man. Just looking forward to this guy's fight since last time he fought. It's cool to see him throw with such power and intensity, but also wrestle the same way and then not really fade. I mean, that 3rd round, he came out strong, shoots a big takedown, takes the back, and then just gets to work.
Alex, Adam Awda is going to be hard to beat with this style. I mean, he's a heavy-handed puncher, and then whenever he gets in trouble, whenever he gets a few punches landed on him, he has 100% takedown. I mean, he landed every takedown he went for, and then once he got down there, did damage almost every time. And, you know, props to Johnson for getting up for 2 rounds, but in that 3rd round just proved to be too much. The cardio, the strength, the grappling of Awda just proved to be too much.
And that's a good-looking 135er, and just the wrestling has been phenomenal so far in his career.
Yeah, that dude's going to be a problem for that 135 division at the amateurs, and then, you know, I don't know how long he's going to stay amateur, but even at the pros, he's going to give them a problem.
All right, let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee JJ Ferraro calls for a stop to the fight. 1 minute, 19 seconds into the 3rd and final round. Declaring your winner by TKO, Adam the Sultan Awda.
Congratulations to Adam Awda with the TKO win in round 3. And man, this next fight that is coming up, I can't wait. One of our fighters to watch out for last year, Andrew Lauterbach taking on Cameron Gutierrez. We'll get the introductions here shortly. But we do have 3 more amateur fights for you, 2 pro fights, and then we head to UFC Fight Pass. But let's meet our next fighter. Here's Wayne Luggett.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Andrew Lauterbach.
Lauterbach, Andrew Lauterbach, 2-0 record, 4-time inside the cage for Fury Amateur Series on a 2-fight win streak. Had a no contest in his first fight against Andrew Villarreal. Had the rematch there, won that one. And he's a fighter that just seems to like have that it factor, right?
Yeah, he's what you call a ripper. You guys will see, man, this guy will rip big shots, but he doesn't like brawler, looks sloppy, swings clean. You see he's a super athlete. Trains with mostly pros. In his last fight, I think he got a knockout in about 40 seconds, dropped the guy with like 3 uber right hands, man. He's fun to watch. Lauterbach's a great name. He's got a great team.
Yeah, and a guy like him, you got to wonder, is it the team he's at? Is it, you know, the nickname he came up with? Or the fact that he absolutely loves to eat cow hearts? I'm going to go with it's the cow hearts, because he's probably the only one on the card that's ever eaten one, or that will ever eat one. So
here's another fact about him. He likes his coffee black. Any man that just drinks coffee black in this day and age, when you have so many healthier options to put in and make it flavorful, is a menace.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, all I can picture now is black coffee with a cow heart.
That's some World War I stuff, black coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his last fight, as you mentioned, threw some powerful kicks to start that fight off and just let his hands go at a high rate. And then that was it. I mean, this is going to be fun to watch. And Cameron is a good matchup for him as well.
Yeah, he sure is.
Lauterbach is inside, making his way around the cage. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Cameron Gutierrez.
Cameron Gutierrez, 2-1 record. 2nd time inside the Fury FC cage as an amateur. Coming off a split decision win over Eddie Lopez back in October at Fury Challenger Series 8, is on a 2-fight win streak. And Eddie Lopez also goes by Mambo Lopez, who we're a big fan of. Mambo's really good at bringing the pace, bringing the action, and Cameron did a good job of negating all of that in that fight.
Yeah, Cameron used really good low kicks, used a good diverse game. He'll strike, he'll wrestle, he'll switch his stance. And you see both these guys are built almost identically, about the same height. They're pretty muscular. They're both very physical. I think the younger Lauterbach will have the advantage in pacing. I think Andrew can fight a little harder for a little longer, but we saw Gutierrez do a great job mitigating damage and controlling the pace. So I think in this case, it's kind of like the older vet, you know, against the young bull. And man, I think we had a great contest on our hands tonight.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. Even on the reach, even on the height, both fighters did make weight for this lightweight division showdown. The 30-year-old Cameron Gutierrez. We were talking about how Andrew likes eating cow heart. Cameron Gutierrez says he can eat a 64-ounce steak in one sitting. It's pretty impressive.
Explains the muscle mass.
And he was born with an extra toe.
Oh.
I want to see if it's still there. We'll keep an eye out for it. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner, representing the War Training Center in Sammy's Muay Thai. This mixed martial artist is 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, no losses. Here is Andrew Lauterbach. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing Paradigm Combat Sports. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 155.4 pounds. Also fighting out of Houston, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, only 1 defeat. Here is Cameron Gutierrez. Your referee in charge of the action, Danielle Guevara.
All right, let's get this lightweight showdown going. Lauterbach, blue gloves. Gutierrez with the red. And those new gloves are sharp.
Yeah, expect a quick start. Lauterbach's the kind of guy, as much fun as it is to bang it out early, if he can kind of settle into a rhythm, usually will benefit him a little bit more.
Cameron Gutierrez missed out on a great opportunity for a nickname. It's got to be either Six Toe or Foodie Tang.
Nice low kick there from Lauterbach. Both guys really kicking hard early. Notice neither really has the distance found. Oh, nice big right hander from, oh man, huge inside kick. Takes the balance away there from Gutierrez.
And that's what Andrew does so well. He uses his kicks to really establish that first minute. So he did in his last fight. That one didn't even get to a minute, but did start off with those kicks.
Nice activity punches there with the left hand there from Gutierrez. He's got like that overhook. Just hit little hockey style punches. Lauterbach does have double underhooks. Just try to set up a trip. Looks like Gutierrez perhaps pummeled that left arm under.
Lauterbach swinging hard on that separation there.
Nice, man, another big low kick. Oh man, we see a lot of blood coming out of the nose of Gutierrez.
Man, these guys are unloading. There's that kick again.
Oh man, oh, these guys are throwing.
Oh.
Lauterbach needs to clinch up.
Yeah, I think Lauterbach was hurt there on that exchange.
It's a little woozy. Sometimes when you're so just charged up and banging, you don't absorb strikes as well as you could.
Oh my gosh, these guys are unloading.
Oh,
man, what a counter.
And then Lauterbach hitting takedowns with his low kicks.
Cameron Gutierrez has no answer for that low kick so far from Lauterbach. And he's timing it very, very well, Alex. Whenever he goes to step on that front foot, Andrew's kicking it right out from under him.
40 seconds left. There it is again.
Oh yeah, made Gutierrez switch stances. Oh, hey!
Man.
Ripper of a high kick there. Oh man, he was a little inaccurate on that overhand right, but timed it really well. Gutierrez doing a good job pressuring in.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. What a first round.
Man, just goes to show how much power Lauterbach has, because they've effectively, landed close to the same rate, but the damage difference is tremendous. What a round!
Woo.
Jeez.
We can all exhale.
Wow.
Final
Man.
45 seconds was a blast.
For the safety of our fighters, we ask that you ensure that your flash is turned off.
Good, entertaining first round here. Let's take a look at our highlights.
I'd be curious, maybe it was that. I was curious what punch bloodied the nose of Cameron Gutierrez up.
And it looked like Cameron was going to kind of slow the pace down. It looked like he was starting to land. I think that was the big one that blew the nose open right there, that big overhand right. And man, some of these are just missing.
Oh.
And they're both landing. That's what's wild.
Both fighters have been stunned with those big connects, but no signs of being finished. That's been the wild part. Is like these guys are loading up and connecting, yet the guy who receives it is like, cool, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I love it. Round two.
If anything, Cameron Gutierrez's best strikes have been after getting hit by Lauterbach. Oh, hey. Man, Cameron's left leg's a bit compromised. You can see the swelling on that inside left knee. But when he goes southpaw, Lauterbach now just goes rear leg to inside lead leg open stance style. Those will do even more damage. Oh, way. Oh. Both dudes sat down on right hand. So I personally have a hard rule in training and in fights: no knees unless you have connection with your hands. If you just try to lean for those long knees Thai style, you're gonna get hit with a punch. Lauterbach doing a good job exiting his combos with that left hook. He's scoring a lot there.
Yeah, the bad part about no contact with your hands, Alex, is if you do get punched, you got one leg off the ground typically, and it typically sends you to the ground.
Yeah.
When maybe it wouldn't have knocked you down if you were standing on both feet, or of course if you have both hands connected. You don't want a knockdown in the judge's eyes, even if it looks like an accident.
Even a slip, yeah. Oh, hey, nice little switch stance to an overhand left there from Lauterbach. That was crafty.
He's going to try it again.
Yeah,
there he goes, 2 in a row.
Man, Cam's legs are going to be sore tomorrow.
Man, maybe we can discuss this when we have a moment, but it's an amateur, but I can't think of 3 other guys that might have a better kick package here at Fury than Andrew Lauterbach.
I mean, yeah,
oh, another big one.
And he's got the tree trunk legs to support the power. Man, if you guys look at the left leg of Cameron Gutierrez on the inside near his kneecap, it's just a big old egg, big swollen lump. From inside kicks, we rarely see inside kick damage. Oh, a nice little rotation in either classic Muay Thai style. Jab shuts down the switch knee. Man, Gutierrez is pressing forward. He will not be deterred.
No quitting him either.
See, this is what I mean. We see now Lauterbach, he's settled quite a bit. He's bouncing, he's feinting. Oh, hey. He's a little more technical when he settles in. And the power is not wavered at all either. Oh, hey, nice little question mark kick.
How about Gutierrez showing no signs of slowing down after all those kicks?
Yeah, I don't think this is going to last much longer. Lauterbach is picking his shots now, and Cameron, his punches are very, very labored right now.
And this is where you got to ask your fighter in between rounds, like, can you win this fight? And if they don't give you a hard yes, you identify the damage, and maybe you call it. Because if there's not a real chance for you to win, and I'm not saying that, honestly, Gutierrez stand very much so in this fight. I'll bet you if you ask him, he's down to keep fighting. But there's just a point of diminishing returns, especially as amateurs.
Yeah, he's eaten some big kicks so far. That round 2 was all Lauterbach. Let's take a look at round 2 highlights.
Oh, yeah, Cameron Gutierrez starts the round off with a big shot, and then Lauterbach, finishes up with these overhand lefts, 2 in a row that land right on the money. And then those body shots, he lands 2 of those in a row. And then you'll see a question mark kick, that high kick. Cameron Gutierrez caught it there, but to me that's a sure sign that you're exhausted when you catch a kick, it knocks your opponent down, you don't close the distance there, Alex.
Yeah, man, this is tough. And they need some ice on that leg of Cameron.
Yeah, he was on the ground whenever the round ended, and he had a little bit of trouble standing up. Tomorrow he's going to be feeling that one.
Oh, yeah.
He is favoring it a little bit coming out of the corner.
Oh,
You
see it?
Yeah, that is brutal.
Got an evil twin growing out of his leg.
Well, if we could get a shot of that for a bit, that swelling is nasty.
I mean, hey man, props to Gutierrez. He's throwing kicks with that leg. He's ready to rock and roll.
I would imagine right now he's probably not feeling it. Not yet.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, he may step and feel like a little something different, but it's usually not until right we're gonna find it. So a big right hand there from Lauterbach. Oh man. Oh,
another one.
A few more of those and he'll feel it. Perez lands a good left hand there.
Yeah, this is tremendous heart from Gutierrez.
Used to Lauterbach kind of like the open arms, Muay Thai style. It's like you're holding two stinky fish.
Yeah.
But he's making it work. I don't think Gutierrez is looking to wrestle. Good pressure there from Gutierrez. You just got to slip one good punch over the top. Oh, hey. Lauterbach fires back.
Oh, man. Right on that bruise. That swelling.
Oh, hey. I mean, that's what Cameron needs. Is just, good double leg. See, what a good, well-rounded game there from Lauterbach.
He's like, enough of this. I'm not getting caught up 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly.
With
90 seconds left.
half the round left. Just shows you how talented Lauterbach is. Stand-up has been outstanding. Good wrestling as well.
He's an athlete. I know he does a lot of strength and conditioning. Every time I go cross-train war with the pros, he's always there, working hard, learning.
He's only 21 years old. That's a lot of skill for a 21-year-old.
He's definitely a force at 155. I don't know how his weight cuts go, Alex. Do you think he can make 145?
I don't think so, but I know he has a healthy but not easy weight cut. I mean, I think he's in a perfect weight class.
Yeah.
He got that Justin Gaethje style build, Mike Chandler build, you know what I mean? Muscular, not the tallest dude, but it doesn't need to be lightweight. Oh, hey, big right hand.
Man, just looking at his frame right now, like, where could he cut 10 more?
Yeah,
Cut his arm off or something.
Stop doing squats.
Yeah, it's tree trunks.
Just roll out, 10 seconds left.
Oh.
Jeez.
No, the scorecards won't show this. Obviously, this is a big win for Lauterbach, but man, I just want to give some props to Cameron Gutierrez. That was some heart there.
Absolutely.
He did not quit. He took a beating and he kept pushing forward until that final bell. That was awesome.
Man, that leg, that big old egg on the inside of his left knee. Brutal.
Yeah, and Cameron Gutierrez was landing some nice punches there. He had a few moments here in round 3, and like you said, Raheel, once Lauterbach took a few of those punches, he's like, I'm not going to lose this fight with 90 seconds left. After dominating, that big leg kick, that shin to the, he partially blocked it, but yeah, that still hurts. And Cameron Gutierrez is going to be in some pain tomorrow, but props to him for, landing through this fight and still fighting right to the end. I mean, he was fighting hard, still landing.
Yeah.
So it's a good fight for both guys.
And excited to see both of those guys back in here, whether it be the amateur side or pro side. That was a blast. I know Andrew's going to be eating some cow heart tonight.
Yeah, a little celebratory cow heart tonight. I just wonder if he cooks it, or if he just goes straight up to the cow and just extracts it and just eats it there.
You got to do it Mortal Kombat fatality style,
yeah.
Right? You got to reach in there, get it out while it's beating.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's see how the judges scored this. Wayne is inside. Both fighters are getting to the center of the cage. Take it away, Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 29-28, your winner by unanimous decision, Andrew Lauterbach.
Congratulations to Lauterbach. Andrew Lauterbach moves his record to 3-0 in a dominating performance. Congratulations to him, and man, again, a lot of respect to Cameron Gutierrez. That was a blast. Good to see that heart on that talented fighter as well. All right, we move on. Let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Brandon Vu.
All right, you guys ready for some debuters? We got 2 of them coming your way. Brandon Vu making his first walk ever to the Fury Amateur Series cage.
Yeah, we got a 22-year-old versus an 18-year-old. It's always fun to watch the young guns throw down. They usually got cardio for days, and they can their bodies are still fresh. They can take some damage.
Brandon Vu grew up playing basketball, football, the traditional sports. Tried out MMA about a year ago, fell in love with it, and here he is making his debut here at Fury Amateur Series. Lauterbach walking behind us. He also trained for the Ninja Warrior for 5 years.
Oh, wow. I'm sure he's a super athlete, but that's not easy work. I could never do that.
Yeah, let's see if he's got some kicks off the cage or some. He walks around the edge on his hands.
Yeah.
Let's see if he does something cool like that.
How long do y'all think you would last a Ninja Warrior?
I'd probably break all the records, I'm sure.
Quickest guy out.
Yeah.
On those first platforms.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all know this. I can do 4 pull-ups.
Brandon's in. Here's our next fighter.
Please welcome Juan Gutierrez to the red corner.
Juan Gutierrez, another debuter here at Fury Amateur Series. Trains out of Metro. The 18-year-old, as you mentioned. Alex, 2 young fighters here.
Uh-oh. I was about to say, he's wearing a onesie or a unitard. And I was like, are they going to let him wear that into the cage?
So he's got a wrestling singlet, and it's gold. Now, there was one school I knew, they were not allowed to wear golds unless they won, I think it was the tournament above state. So, I mean, there's a chance this could be a dynamo wrestler. I mean, to walk out in a singlet means you're a wrestler.
Yeah, I couldn't find much information on Juan Gutierrez, but if you're coming out in a singlet, we're going to say you're a wrestler.
Oh, yeah. I don't even own a singlet, and I'm not a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka. The height advantage, reach advantage goes to Juan Gutierrez, the 18-year-old. This bantamweight showdown, both fighters did make weight. So let's get things going. Both fighters are inside. Let's get our official introductions. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing FS MMA. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 134.8 pounds. Fighting out of Katy, Texas, today he makes his amateur debut. Here is Brandon Vu. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, representing Metro Fight Club. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in at 132.8 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, today he too makes his amateur debut. This is Juan Gutierrez. Your referee in charge of the action, JJ Ferraro.
All right, let's get things going here. Debuters in each corner, blue gloves. for Vu, red for Gutierrez.
Vu with some active hands here so far in the first.
Away. Big right hand.
Vu's got the neck. Let's see if he can get his feet over the back.
Yeah, he's got to go cross body.
Yeah, Phil, put his leg over. Yeah, there you go. Now get to your side, get to your right hip.
Can't let him go to closed guard. This guy's fresh. It's an arm-in guillotine, but it's closed guard. I mean, let his hands go. It's a pretty hard rule of thumb for guillotines. If you unlock your hands, you're probably not going to relock them.
Yeah, and he, you know, plus he's too flat on his back, but.
Good right.
Counter into the knee, though. These guys are all over the place. Oh, a jab. Jab sits Vu down. Right into full mount.
Uh-oh.
Gutierrez.
Gutierrez unloads some punches here on Brandon Vu to get the finish. Takes full control here, and now
It's interesting what he's looking to do.
yeah.
He's a little high, though. He's got his hands together. That's what's keeping him in position.
And it looks like he's trying to slide that through to get to a triangle or something.
Oh, man. That's something he does a lot. Oh, man, there's a nasty little shoulder crunch armbar you get in from here. This will choke you awkwardly.
Yeah, the worst part about this, it takes a while.
Yeah. The figure four's not quite in the best spot, but, I mean, that's going to be a hard lock to break. If Gutierrez can grab Vu's arm, there it is. This is what he wanted. Oh, man, this is deep. The angle's still off, but I guarantee you this is not only choking, but punching the neck. Hey, man, Vu gets out of there easily. He's still in the well, though. Man, you gotta have good guard awareness there. And, like, hard bail. I mean, he's doing a good job pressuring, but, I mean, he is in the crosshairs right now. That is a loaded cannon.
It's almost like Juan Gutierrez's legs are too long for this. Like it's leaving him too much space in there.
Oh, man. Hey, props to Vu. Troubleshooting his way out of some nasty triangle attempts. See if he goes for maybe that guillotine again. Look for a ninja choke, but Gutierrez popped his head out.
Back to the center of the cage we go. 20 seconds left.
Two more debuts here that are very, very poised. See, Alex, both their shoulders are dropped. They seem very relaxed.
Yeah, you can tell they haven't really had like fight-finding range experience yet. But yeah, no, they're not. Too reckless.
The first 30 seconds, they looked like debuters.
Yeah.
Then once they settled in,
A little wacky.
that was pretty good defense.
Very technical,
in a bad position there from Vu. Let's take a look at our highlights for round one. Juan Gutierrez, El Garnicero.
Yeah, Brandon Vu had that arm-in guillotine. And there you see Gutierrez kind of sat him down with that jab. He kind of stepped into it right as he was throwing it. And this triangle, like I said, I think his legs are just too long. He couldn't really close the space enough. You know, Vu did a good job of putting pressure in the right places on that gate leg to make sure that he could get out of it or get it open. And once he got it open, able to pass.
It's funny in the kids' classes, they'll sit in triangles for 2-3 minutes because, like, not only are the legs too long, but like the legs are too thin and like the neck and shoulder muscles are too thin. So there's like not a lot of compression, but it's a hard lock to get out of.
You're right, Michael. Even when it was tight, you could still see that, you know, space that you needed to survive. Just has to take a tighter angle there.
Yeah, our coach would tell us, you know, put one hand on your shin if it's locked, if their neck's too skinny, and then just shove your fist up into their neck on the other side. Closes that space really, really quick. You see Vu trying to bully Gutierrez here a little bit.
Yeah, Gutierrez using his length pretty well. A little spinning hook kick. Audible love from the crowd. Now, Gutierrez has shown good grappling, but he does not move or wrestle like a super high-level wrestler. No offense.
Yeah.
Neither do I. But coming out in the single is cool.
Yeah, that was the word I was looking for. I called it a unitard and a onesie. It's a singlet.
It's singlet.
We're seeing some pressure here for Vu.
Yeah, both guys have some skin in the game here. Gutierrez had, kind of a Kimura. He's got like a little wrist control grip. But Vu had the leg, got reversed now. As you see, Gutierrez now going for a legitimate Kimura.
Anything working here, Michael?
Well, I mean, he needs to, of course, clear the wrist from around the hip, but I don't like setting up Kimura when my opponent's on their back at the elbow. My inside arm, I like it to be up by their shoulder, and I elevate their shoulder and then just kind of push it behind their back.
Oh, hey, there it is.
He did.
Oh, he got his hands together. It's a good defense. Vu cannot allow that left arm to pop behind his back.
Yeah, you see how he's got it up on the shoulder. If you elevate that shoulder a little bit, then it's with that left arm, it's easy to get that wrist behind the back, but he does have both hands. The problem is once he breaks that, that's pretty much it.
What fine transition work there from Gutierrez.
Yeah, body lock and a rear naked choke here.
A Kimura to a back take to a choke. This is deep. This is deep.
That's the tap.
Oh, wow. Really impressive work there. That was slick, man. Used the Kimura trap to take the back into a choke. I mean, the seamless nature, like from the Kimura to the back take to the choke, it was all kind of combined together. One smooth technique.
Can we go in there and tell the 18-year-old to smile?
Yeah.
Man, he just got his first win as an amateur, first win as a fighter. Didn't show any emotions in the win. That was awesome. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Yeah, you see this Kimura here. He was a little bit reachy with it, and so he wasn't able to finish it from that spot. But, to transition to get the back, almost thought his arms were too long to get the rear naked choke there for a second. But Brandon Vu, pulling that hand down, if he keeps pulling that down, he eventually would have gotten out of it, but just ran out of time. That was, the lights were about to go out, you could tell. Great job from both guys. Look forward to seeing these guys again. But, man, an 18-year-old guy like that, got a bright future.
All right, let's make things official. Here's Wade.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee JJ Ferraro calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 13 seconds into round number 2, declaring your winner by tap out to a rear naked choke, Juan Gutierrez.
Congratulations to Juan Gutierrez with his first win ever inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. One he'll remember forever. Let that young man smile. Give him a big smile next time. Yeah. All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Byron Wells.
Final amateur fight for our prelims broadcast. We might as well just told guys to just go pro at this point because these guys are talented amateurs. Byron Wells, first one out, 5th time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Has a 3-1 record here at Fury. Also did fight Donovan Manuel in a different promotion, a fighter we're familiar with. All his wins are finishes. He is on a 1-fight win streak right now.
Yeah, Byron Wells, one of these guys. I spoke to his coach, Drew Radicek, this week, and man, this guy is a phenom. And you wouldn't know it because of his record, but this guy works out in the oil fields and hardly trains at all. I mean, he's probably trained for an average, probably 2 days a week for this, but every day after work, he works in the oil fields, and then every day after work, he's doing strength and conditioning on his own. Shadow boxing, doing whatever he can to get time in there. They nicknamed him Diesel because he came straight from the field one day and smelled like diesel fuel and just kept training.
Yeah, the dude's got dynamite in his hands. I don't know if it was his debut, but he had fought Sean Tillman, and man, just within like 15 seconds, just hit a knockout of the year candidate. This guy's a beast.
Yeah, that's another thing Drew said. He has dynamite in his hands and feet, so look forward to seeing him.
Byron's in. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Daniel Perez.
Daniel Perez coming in with a 3-0 record out of Corpus Christi, South Texas Fight Academy's own. 3rd time here at the Fury Amateur Series. Both his wins via armbar. Hasn't fought since October of 2022, though. So has been on a little break here. Really, really tall. You'll see him inside. It's fun to watch, man, once he's on the ground.
Yeah, the problem with opponents who take time off, Alex, is you never know what they were doing. If they were training this whole time and getting better and better and better, then that tape you saw on them almost 2 years ago is no good.
Yeah,
and
right.
So, or if he's been, kind of rusty and getting back, we could see ring rust, we could see all those things, but, it's one of those things where as an opponent, you just never know. So I would imagine Byron Wells is going to want to take this one out quick if he can, but, tough guy here. Daniel Perez is he's a submission guy, so if you can get this to the ground, I'd say that he'd probably want to do that.
Our tail of tape brought to you by Space City Collective. You see the height advantage and the reach advantage for Daniel Perez, the 24-year-old. Both fighters did make weight for this lightweight division showdown. And excited to see the dynamite hands of Diesel against that slick ground game of Daniel Perez. Let's get our official introductions.
The following contest, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Lightweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, representing American Combative Systems and Texas Striking Academy, this mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 152.8 pounds. Fighting out of Dickinson, Texas, his amateur record stands at 3 wins, 2 losses. Here is Byron Diesel Wells. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this freestyle fighter stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, and he weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Corpus Christi, Texas, he holds a perfect amateur record of 3 wins, no losses. Here is Daniel Perez.